MGF Customs and Reviews.
What's going on, guys? This is Michael MGF. Today I'm going to be doing the first of my LEGO Star Wars Summer 2013 set reviews. And to kick this off, we have the Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. The set number for this one is 75015. The recommended ages are 7 through 12, and the piece count, which is not pictured on the box, is 271. Now, the reason it is not pictured on the box is simply because this is the European version of the set, and really the only difference between European versions and US versions is the fact that it doesn't have the piece count on the box. But yeah, so right there pretty much says I did have to get this shipped overseas. This one actually came from Germany in particular, but I mean, these sets are not going to be out until late July, early August in Toys R Us, so why not go ahead and get them from a German seller like I did? And I mean, it's usually something I'm against, but this time LEGO is enforcing the rules a bit and not letting Toys R Us get these sets a month ahead of time, so it's kind of worth it. It's not really that big of a wait. This got here in like a week, so I was pretty impressed with that. But that's really good because that means the quicker the shipping, the quicker the review, right? But anyway, the actual set is really awesome. This whole line of sets is going to be fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to reviewing it. But you can see that the minifigures are really great with this one. We get the first Jango Fett since the Slave 1 back in like 2002, 2003. We've got the brand new Attack of the Clones Clone Trooper for, that was introduced in the beginning of the year, and we finally get a Geonosian version of the Battle Droid. We don't get to see those that often, but I mean, the minifigures have just a great flavor to the minifigures, and the actual Corporate Alliance Tank Droid, it's not actually the same one that we got from the 2009 Clone Wars version. It's a totally unique design, completely its own model, and it's definitely a great upgrade, though it does lack detail in some minor areas. But overall, great set. So let's go ahead and get onto the minifigures so we can continue the review. So this is the first Jango Fett that we've gotten since like this Slave 1 back in 2002, 2003, and I mean, that's a long time. Not everyone was able to get that Jango Fett, so the fact that he's been repurposed with the brand new Mandalorian helmet and jetpack rangefinder is just really awesome, and you can see it makes for the great ultimate Jango Fett minifigure that we would expect, but it's kind of a portion of its ruin because you got these crappy pistols, which we've seen mostly in LEGO City sets, and they don't look like Jango Fett's pistols. They've got the color, which isn't even a metallic color, but they're crap. And that's what I have to say about that. Obviously, they're a bit makeshift, and LEGO didn't want to go out of their way. Who knows? Problems might have occurred, but it is still pretty disappointing nonetheless. You can see that the printing on the figure is just generally phenomenal. It captures the look of Jango Fett in just the way that I could have ever hoped from LEGO, and you could see the printing on the helmet in particular is really fantastic, very accurate. No like minor nitpick detail complaints that, like with the shape of the T-visor or anything like that. There's absolutely fantastic printing on the helmet there with the blue and dark blue colors. And you can see the torso, the silver on the torso is actually pretty shiny in person. It's you can kind of see it on the video there, but it's just really cool. You can see the ripples in the suit are also very nice, along with the utility belt. The sand blue arms really complement the overall flow of the figure, along with the dark blue hands in particular, which we don't get to see very often, and it's great that LEGO decided to put those on instead of just like gray hands. You can see that the sand blue printed legs are really fantastic. You got the printed belt there, and more of that awesome metallic shiny silver printing, and you can see straps do overlap that, along with those fantastic knee pads. Definitely a amazing set of printed legs by far. And if we go ahead and remove the helmet, you can see that he does have the Boba Fett head, and obviously that would be accurate considering Boba Fett is a direct clone of his father, Jango Fett here, so LEGO gets away with it on that, but still a great head nonetheless with the 5 o'clock shadow and the scar and everything. Really cool head. And if we go ahead and remove this head, the minifigure does actually have printing on the back of his torso. And obviously removing the jetpack as well, you can see that he does have that printing right there with the buckles and the continuation of the utility belt. And if you couldn't already notice, this is actually the first time that we've gotten the Mandalorian helmet and jetpack in a silver color. It's always been in sand green, dark bluish gray, and a gunmetalish silver for Pre-Vizsla, but this is the first time we've gotten it in silver on the iconic Jango Fett himself. Definitely one of the most memorable Star Wars characters of all time, and he looks great and shines fantastically in this set as being the best minifigure of the set. The Clone Trooper is pretty much the same Phase 1 Clone Trooper that we've been getting in sets since the beginning of this year, and there's really no difference to him other than his unique blaster. And really the only thing that's unique about it is the fact that LEGO decided to stick an extra long connector onto it, and really it looks better without it, so I don't really think this was necessary. Maybe they were trying to make this look a bit more like the DC-15A that it's supposed to represent, but it doesn't really look right as it is a little bit long. But you can see that the helmet and the overall printing on the torso and back of the torso is phenomenal. You can see that what's really always unique about this minifigure that I always found to be very interesting, like I mentioned previously in other reviews, is the fact that his helmet is actually the Clone Wars animated Phase 1 helmet with a Attack of the Clones style print on it, and that's just very cool as it does really work and it looks phenomenal. You can't even tell that the helmet might have been styled to look more animated. It just really works well, and just overall a fantastic helmet with a great level of accuracy. And you can see the torso is really where the accuracy shines through, with a great utility belt, a great breastplate there, and you can see you got the grenade canister on the back of the utility belt here, and just overall a very detailed torso that has really been great. Just a great representation of this Clone Trooper. And you can see if we go ahead and remove the helmet, he does have the live action styled Clone Trooper head, which is obviously more aggressive, and it is not double-sided, unfortunately, but still a pretty good head nonetheless, and just overall a great Clone Trooper that I do hope we get to see a few more times in other Attack of the Clones sets, and we do, like in the Homing Spider Droid, and those sets I'm going to be reviewing very soon. So the Geonosis themed battle droid is always really nice to see come around in LEGO Star Wars sets, as he's really showing up a lot in this year with all these Attack of the Clones themed sets. But you can see the back of the minifigure actually has a sand red 1x2. Sand red is actually the official color, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's what it is. But you can see the sand red 1x2 is pretty cool. You've got a little knob on underneath it there, which does connect into the little slot that the battle droid always have right there, and it's not actually a part of the minifigure, but you do actually get an extra antenna with the minifigure. So if you want to make these guys look a bit more like the old style version of the Geonosian battle droids, you can go ahead and pop an antenna right on that plate there, and it look more like that. But you can see if we go ahead and pose the minifigure, you can pretty much see he has the exact same posability as any battle droid. He's the basic battle droid we've all gotten, and I think you've all seen one before, so I think you get the point. It's pretty much the battle droid in the Geonosis themed color, so very cool nonetheless. The tank droid itself is definitely the larger of the three variations we've gotten of this vehicle, and obviously no LEGO Star Wars vehicle is to scale, so this one does not have a cockpit either, but nonetheless it is still an absolutely fantastic model. You can see the level of detail is really nice, aside from the fact that it does kind of lack the printing that the previous version of this vehicle had, and that printing being on the large discs, signature to that of the general shape of this vehicle. But you can see it does have a pretty decent amount of posability, but that's not really the point. The point of this thing is that the fact that it has a total of 60 tracks wrapping around the entire vehicle, and it does roll very nicely on any solid surface. But when it comes to being like a smooth surface, like, I don't know, I tried to actually roll this thing on one of the larger Lego boxes I had. That didn't work out too well, but I don't know. But you can see it does have a pretty good usage of trans orange pieces, and you can see that really shown through right here. And this section right here being my favorite, because the usage of these pieces right here definitely really cool in terms of design. You never really see something like that, or at least I don't, in most most LEGO Star Wars vehicles. But then you can see this area right here, these little discs symmetrically on both sides do actually, they do rotate very nicely, very smoothly, and you can see all the Technic in there. Definitely makes for the tracks to roll really nicely. You can kind of see the coloration in there. It looks a little awkward from the back, but it's okay. I mean, it's not really that noticeable. You can see these things right here, they do bend fairly nicely, but obviously due to the cannons on the sides, they do stop at one point, but you can see they have those smooth pieces on the bottom to ensure this thing rolls along nice and smooth. And you can see the features that it does have are a nice set of flick-fire missiles, of course, and those flick-fire missiles being right here and right here. And you can see they do flick very nicely. They're your basic design of a flick-fire missile. Nothing really too special there, but you can see something that's kind of interesting in terms of design with this thing is that it actually has a what looks to be like a backwards flick-fire missile. That's not actually what it is, though, even though that's kind of what it looks to be. It's really just shoved in there and just really there for design purposes. But you can see the antennas and the eyes on the top are very nice. On the box, these eyes actually appear to be yellow, and they're actually trans orange. But you can see they are pretty posable. They do have a decent amount of posability to them. You can bend them really any way you want. But really they're supposed to be fixated in this place, so there's really no reason to do so. But yeah, so I mean, other than that, there's really not much else to the Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. It has a great design to it. It's just generally a great rendition of the vehicle, and definitely one that I look forward to seeing utilized in MOCs. And something I wanted to show you guys real quick is what does this thing look like next to the old one. The old one, please do excuse the dust on this thing. It's been sitting up on the shelf for a while now, but it is missing a piece or two. But you can see that this one is just generally, this one's actually smaller. This one right here, the new one, is just, like I said, the biggest of the three. The first one I don't actually have because it's a little bit old, but yeah, so just a small little comparison there. I don't usually do those, but I happen to have it still intact. It's like one of my very few sets that I didn't rip apart for MOCs. But yeah, so there is the brand new 2013 Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. Anyway, yeah, so obviously there's no real spot for minifigures, and minifigures just kind of run around on your make-believe battlefield, I suppose, but nonetheless, huge thanks to LEGO for finally making a new Jango Fett, and this set is really definitely one to remember as easily one of the best Attack of the Clones sets. But can it compare to the gunship, the ATTE, the homing spider droid? We'll see. Really exciting line ahead of us to review, and I'm definitely looking forward to it over the course of the next few weeks, and hope you guys stick around with me. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the box, instruction manual, whatever I didn't go over, and conclude this review. The box is a fairly decent size, smaller than I thought it would be. It seems to be happening to me a lot now. You can see the graphic on it really looks great with the Geonosis Arena background, even though this thing never rolled into the Geonosis Arena. Still really cool nonetheless. Does not have the piece count because this is the European style of the box, of course, and you can see it does say new next to Jango Fett and the Battle Droid, and you can see it does have the information all over the sides, and then you have the actual size reference which utilizes Jango Fett. Freaking awesome minifigure. But then you can also see that it does have a nice layout on the back here with all the features that this set does entail, along with 2 action shots, which is definitely pretty cool. Gotta love those action shots. Definitely adds a little bit more depth to the overall back of the boxes. So I think I'm like the only, I really go in depth with boxes, don't I? Alright, so the instruction manual is a reasonable size. It's only like 56 pages, but it is, obviously a pretty easy build. You've got an advertisement for the LEGO Yoda Chronicles series, which is pretty cool, by the way. And then I really wonder whenever LEGO is going to change this here picture, but I didn't actually point out there is a whole little section right here. It's actually like a checklist format, and usually LEGO doesn't do that, so that's pretty cool. And obviously this little section does exclude a few of the sets we'll be getting later in the year. But the extra pieces that are included with this set are definitely, you get a good sum of extra pieces, and you can see you get 2 extra sets of tracks, get some connectors, and just some useful pieces to an extra set of droid arms. And then for Jango Fett, it's similar to that of the Clone Troopers. Whenever like a Clone Commander is included in a set, or like Captain Rex, Commander Cody, you get a whole new set of Clone Trooper armor, and this actually comes with Jango Fett, and you can see it doesn't actually have a pauldron and waistcoat because LEGO actually recognized he may be an actual clone, the original clone, but he's not. He doesn't need to have a pauldron. But you can see the plastic. It's not really that noticeable. I just dropped one, but you actually get a good majority of armor here. Like you get 4 total visors, but the plastic is actually slightly different on these accessories. It's actually a little bit more sturdy, and the quality of it is just much better than previous visors and rangefinders and Clone Trooper accessories. That's just something I wanted to point out, but anyway, yeah, so let's go ahead and conclude this review.
Jango Fett. Due to abandoning your post on Camino and suspiciously trespassing on this battlefield, you are being relieved of your status as an asset to the Grand Army of the Republic.
How about we talk this out politely?
Well then.
Surprise, mother.
Alright guys, so that about wraps up the first of my LEGO Star Wars Summer 2013 set reviews. If you found the review informative or enjoyed it, be sure to leave this video a like below, as it really does go a long way in supporting the overall growth of the channel, and it is very much appreciated. What's even more appreciated is your opinion in the comment section below as well. If you'd also like to see behind the scenes pictures and footage of what I'm up to before you get to see anything here on the main channel, be sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Links to both of those and my vlog channel are always in the description. But this set is really awesome, definitely an amazing set. I mean, for 20 bucks, I don't really see how you could turn this down. You've got Jango Fett, you've got a Clone Trooper, and you've got a Battle Droid, you've got an awesome Corporate Alliance Tank Droid. Seriously, where is the debate in this? This is an amazing set, and sure, it does lack a little bit of detail like I mentioned on the discs here, but I mean, it's still a great set nonetheless. And I have to recommend it to everyone. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it off at that, and I will see you guys later. All right,
Bye.
nice concepts for the general aspect of the, that makes sense. You know, they're really saluted to with the new, rangefinder helmet, blah, blah, blah. He's been repurposed with a big hair on his face. Is really awesome. Gosh damn it. Which is also very nice. I don't know how many times I said nice, so I'm going to go ahead and redo this. In the underside area of the 1x2 plate. Underside area? Come on. So if you did find this review informative, awesome and damn it and blah, a beneficial crap and stuff and things and stuff and things.